Welcome to Tarot My Love. My Gemini single friends, super singles, totally singles. Thank you for joining me here. Gonna do the 4 pillar spread for you. This is for the second half of May. On the Beach special edition. Hope you enjoy it. I do. That feels really good here. Talk about good energy, man. Excuse me with that noise. Let's see. So, if you haven't done this before, it's looking at emotional, intellectual, sexual, and core value areas in your person's personality and life. And we're going to try to identify your soulmate, not the next ex problem, the next ex wife, ex husband, but the one that's right for you. So that's why we're asking Spirit for that today. So it's a different kind of read. We're not going to read in any bad things, really. Just the ones for you. Just kind of get an idea what they're like here. I want to feel like in some way like you've met them, you know? So, 8 of Swords, this is emotional. And 3 of Cups. That's a little different reading, so see if we read too much into it. And this is the intellectual, 8 of Cups. And the Fool. Interesting combination for the intellectual position. So stop there, and here we'll look at the sexual and love nature, and here we'll look at their core values and lifestyle, the 4 pillars of a relationship. But with the 8 of Swords, I kind of get tired. I suddenly feel very tired. Huh. Because could is your person. The 8 of Cups is up there, you know, with the 8 of Swords. I mean, 2 8s in the top position. This is their emotional nature, the intellectual, but this is in the top here. Shows the sun energy, the conscious self down here, the 3 of Cups and the Fool. This is your unconscious self. You're already here in the emotions, so this is the deep unconscious, and this is intellectually what you draw from, I guess you could say, the unconscious, you know. Like I have Mercury trine the moon, so I have pretty good access to my unconscious material. One of the few things I got going for me. hmm But they in childhood they had the reason that kind of makes me tired is like but most people have bad childhoods. But it would have been pretty bad. They felt alone. They felt trapped. Most children do. What can you do if you're a little child? You can't really run away. Can't fight. And so that 8 of Swords mentality is a classic mentality, being stuck, in your own emotions, um, and can't get out of your head, and feeling emotionally overwhelmed and swamped. To the point where you kind of can't think or anything. And then I think with the 3 of Cups here, they know how to get out of this energy, and it's quite literally like they get out of themselves. So they've learned in a very real way, in a healthy way, I think. This is not like 3 of Cups. This is not about third parties. It's nothing to do with third parties. Um, this is your person. Although, I mean, in the past, I mean, this could be the energy emotionally of wanting to be in a relationship to relieve this energy here of the 8 of Swords. Um, but I think they probably over time learned to handle it in a pretty healthy way. And it's probably like emotionally, like they just know they have to get out of themselves. And you may find that they're very emotionally available, actually. and particularly when you're talking to them and you're on a date with them, because I always kind of envision this as you pick them up at the airport and take them out on a date and get to know them type of deal, because they've been circling and circling and can't land because you've been busy. Now they come in, um, and I think they would be leaning in towards you, really listening, um, and I think you would more see this outgoing part of them, the Three of Cups, than you would see their Eight of Swords energy here, you know. So they may come off as, I'm kind of trying to see if I get any hits on the Gemini. It could be like a Gemini, on the moon, a Gemini moon, I think, and they might have a water Mercury though. So if it's a Gemini moon, probably like a Cancer Mercury. That would kind of explain it too. I get the sense that they're caring, and that they really would be in interested. Like they would show a lot of interest. You would get the feeling like they're really listening to you and engaging you when you talk. Um, and with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, they dealt with abandonment, and they dealt with being alone in their childhood. Um, and they may be an only child. I get the feeling too. They probably know how to be alone. Um, like they're used to this energy, this Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups being in the intellectual position with the Three of Cups here, it kind of reinforces what I was saying. They know how to walk themselves away from this tough energy. Like if they get in their heads and start a shame spiral or something, they know how to stop it. And look, even the Fool with the Three of Cups. I mean, look, the Fool is running away. Now, this is your person. We're not talking about toxic levels, but I think it's like how they've learned to deal with their stuff. Um, and I get a lot of Gemini energy too. And so intellectually, it'd be like extremely open minded with the Fool here. So, way possibly into tarot, anything to do with the esoteric. They could be interested in anything from science to UFOs and alternative history, uh, these kind of things. And I think like their mind is, you'll notice this on a date. They're the kind of person that people are often saying to them, that's crazy. You can't do that. What are you talking about? That's outlandish. And they sort of don't care. Like, I often make a joke, and I say, Mercury and Sagittarius. It's like, I really care more if something is interesting than if it's true. And that's almost literally true. Hard for people, harder for Virgos to grasp that. But it's like, yes, I know, Virgo, that's true, but I don't care. Whereas Bigfoot, I know Bigfoot's not true, but I love watching that guy say squatchy. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is they're a little quirky, I think, in their mind, and I think this too is how they get away from this energy that could just drag them down if they let it. You know, they just sort of walk away from it. They entertain their mind. They might just literally start to feel down and then just go consciously, and open up a book or bring up a movie or go out or pick up the phone and talk to someone. This is kind of how they've learned to deal with this. So I get too, like they be really into communication, and I don't think they indulge bad feelings. Though again, a lot of Gemini energy. We'll see when we get here. But boy, Gemini and Venus famous for that. Sunshine soldiers. They're all with you until don't want they get tough, and then they're like, gotta go. Yeah. So a little of that here. Two of Cups in the sexual position. Okay, we'll take that. It's a little different reading. Don't quite mean the same, but the Two of Cups in the sexual position probably means whatever you're probably thinking it means. Um, it's very good, I think, and with the High Priestess too. So the Two Cups and the High Priestess. I think what this is getting at here for them, and you look again, we see this kind of childhood thing. Sex is very. You can take the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups. You got Ten of Cups. Very important to them emotionally, which brings it around to kind of like a Cancer Venus, and even could be a Cancer Mars with the High Priestess. You can't have a Cancer Mars and a Pisces Venus, I don't think. Possibly. Depends on their degrees. So yeah, it could be like that, but water. And so they wouldn't be like a real passionate lover. They'd be kind of submissive, this person. And they would operate a lot kind of instinctually. And love is just very important to them. And to have sex, they literally have to be in love. They'll tell you. You'll probably hear that. And if they tell you that, you can believe it. If I'm not in love and I don't really feel it deep, 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 deep down in my toes, not, this person knows the difference between lust and love. I mean, that's the High Priestess. If anybody knows, she knows. Okay, so there's not gonna be a problem with you because you're their soulmate. But so they may not have a long sexual history or something, because they may have been celibate for long periods of time here. Um, and be more like a loving and a lot of foreplay and slow hand type of stuff rather than kind of passionate attack, throw clothes off, and But now, in terms of their lifestyle and core values, the Ace of Wands, that'd be more the energy if, or in the sexual position of the clothes coming off and being pregnant before the door closes behind you. So definitely with the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. Try to get this so it doesn't come off the table. So interesting here with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands. I mean, what really comes to mind is go getter, you know. Um, so, and then in terms of a home life, in your relationship together, kind of see the same energy. They don't like to sit around. So, hopefully, you're someone that likes to go out because this is someone that's gonna, you come home and eat dinner, and they're gonna say, "Hey, let's go for a walk, or let's go over and to that bar and visit with our friends, have a good time." They're not going to be someone that's going to just want to, excuse me for that, someone's going to want to sit home all the time, type of deal. And then so that brings us in terms of work. And what they won't tell you about too, by the way, is I don't think they're going to tell you so much about crappy relationships. Um, no, check that they might. They might. I was thinking about what if this is carrying over, because it shows here there's someone very quick to act. So they may have many different careers. They may be like a jack of all trades in some manner. They're always looking for something to do. They could be an entrepreneur. They don't look like someone who would have a 9 to 5 job. They would want to be their own boss. They want to be self-directed in terms of relationship too. They're not going to want anyone telling them where to live. So you would go over all that ahead of time and see what they're interested in. They look to me like someone that would probably be more comfortable in some kind of urban environment, where they have a lot of excitement and more activity and stuff like that. They think they need that to keep themselves balanced. So they're probably not going to be the person that wants the home in the country, and they might not mind the white picket fence so much, but I think they're going to want it to be in somewhere where there's a lot of excitement and action. Um, and I think like they're probably work is serious for them, and it's probably they may have boom and bust cycles. I get. So they don't. I don't think they have like a steady corporate job and paycheck. They do a project and then they get paid, and then they might not have anything for a little bit and then they get paid. But they do all right. It's just they will have to focus on that. They'll put a lot of energy into that when it's needed. So, like, if they could sit around for 2 weeks and do nothing, but it's not a big deal because they know in 2 weeks they got a project and they're going to make $30,000 profit off of it in a month, and they're good like that. I think that's what you're dealing with. So, um, I think you'll be happy in terms of the love aspects here. And you may have a fellow Gemini here for a sun person. So I think there's going to be like well, your soulmate. There's going to be a lot of compatibility. What to me seems like kind of anxious, and I'm more like want to stay home. I think you're really going to enjoy the energy that this person has, because they have a lot of energy. They're not just going to sit there when they're listening to you. They're like, yeah, really, okay, yeah, and they're excited and they're drawing you in, making you feel heard and understood, like they feel excited about you because they probably do feel excited about you, Gemini. Thank you for joining me. Give me a like, shares the care, and I really appreciate everybody subscribing. Thank you, guys.